Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Gaijin World. If you are a foreign resident living and working here, I am willing to bet your social media feed has been absolutely buzzing lately. There is a specific viral post circulating that is causing a whole lot of stress, confusion, and anxiety for many of us. Let's be real, kabayan, it is causing quite a bit of panic in our community. You've probably seen the headlines claiming that visa costs are exploding overnight. The rumor is spreading like wildfire in group chats and forums, and today, we aren't just reading the headlines, we are going to dig in, verify the sources, and separate what is a confirmed fact from what is just a scary rumor. So what is the specific claim? People are saying that your standard visa extension fee is about to skyrocket from the affordable 6,000 yen we are used to, all the way up to a mind-boggling 40,000 yen. And for those of you aiming for that dream of permanent residency, the rumor says it jumps from 10,000 yen to over 100,000 yen. We are talking about a massive, nearly 700% increase that would hit our wallets. Naturally, the huge question on everyone's mind right now is this actually real? Do I need to run to immigration today? Well, the answer is a bit complicated. It is a classic yes and no situation. It's not fake news, but it's also missing a very critical piece of context that changes everything. Yes, these shocking numbers come from a very real official government proposal. But this is the huge but you need to hear. No, it is absolutely not in effect today, and it won't be for a while. The key word you need to remember to keep your peace of mind is timing. So let's settle down and break this into two parts. What you actually need to know right now to survive versus what you need to prepare for down the road. Okay, first things first, let's establish the facts on the ground right this second. What are the official fees if you were to walk into the Shinagawa Immigration Office today? Let's look at the current reality. As of April 1st, 2025, the fees did go up slightly due to a recent revision, but it was a pretty modest increase, nothing that will break the bank. A standard visa extension went from 4,000 yen to 6,000 yen. But hey, here is a major Gaijin World pro tip for you to save some cash and skip the lines. If you apply using the online system with your My Number card, the fee is discounted to only 5,500 yen. It's cheaper, faster, and easier. Every little bit of savings helps, right? Okay, so if the current fees are only around 6,000 yen, where on earth did those gigantic 40,000 yen figures come from? Well, this is where we need to look at the government's ambitious future plan for immigration reform. Wow, this chart really puts the scary rumor into perspective, doesn't it? That massive bar on the right, that is the plan. They are actively discussing raising the fee to somewhere between 30,000 and 40,000 yen. We are talking about a 5 to 7 times increase compared to what we pay now. And for those wanting permanent residence, the jump is even more staggering. From the 10,000 yen stamp we buy now to a proposed fee of over 100,000 yen. That is a literal tenfold increase. So, okay, this confirms it. The numbers in that viral post weren't just made up out of thin air. They were pulled directly from a future proposal, not from today's price list. This, of course, brings us to the million-dollar question, or maybe I should say the 100,000 yen question. When is this massive hike actually going to hit our bank account? Alright, let's look at the legislative roadmap. Step 1 is already done. That was the small fee hike we saw this past April. The next big hurdle is early 2026. That is when the government plans to submit a bill to the Diet to get the law changed. And only if that bill passes Parliament, the target window for these massive new fees to kick in is sometime in the 2026 to 2027 fiscal year. So please take a deep breath and remember, this is not happening tomorrow, next week, or even this year. Now, why can't the agency just flip a switch and raise the price immediately? It comes down to the Immigration Control Act from way back in 1981. It literally puts a legal hard cap on these fees at 10,000 yen. That is the main reason fees have stayed so low for decades. Before they can charge us even 1 yen more than that cap, they have to go through the whole official democratic process of amending this old law. But still, this is a huge shift in policy. It makes you wonder, why? What is the government's official reasoning for such a drastic jump? Basically, the ministry has laid out 3 main arguments. First, to align with international standards. Visas in the US and UK are much more expensive. Second, to fund services like better language support for us. And third, to cover costs for the administration and enforcement of immigration rules. And that point about needing to fund more services? Well, it makes a lot more sense when you look at this statistic. Japan now has nearly 4 million foreign residents. That is a historical record high, and it is almost double the population we had just 10 years ago. You can imagine the administrative strain that growth puts on the entire system. The government frames this fee hike not just as we need money but as an investment in strengthening policies for multiculturalism. The idea is that we will eventually benefit from a clearer, more robust, and stable system. So we've covered the what, the when, and the why. Now let's get down to the most important part for your life in Japan. What does all of this mean for you personally, and what practical steps should you be taking right now? Here is my simple 3-step guide to survive this change. First, and I really can't say this enough, don't panic. This massive price hike is still just a plan, not today's law. Second, be careful where you get your news. Always check official government sites before sharing scary posts. Third, start planning ahead. We know these higher fees are likely coming in 2026, so start budgeting now. But just as important, make sure all your paperwork, your taxes, your pension, your health insurance is in perfect order. Compliance is key. Why? Because when the fees get that high, the stakes for getting your application approved on the first try get a lot higher too. You don't want to pay twice. So the bottom line for right now is simple. When your next renewal comes up, you will be paying the current modest fees. In the meantime, the absolute best thing you can do is keep an eye on the official website for the Immigration Services Agency of Japan. That is your single source of truth, not random posts on Facebook or TikTok. At a time when Japan is desperately seeking more foreign talent to solve its labor shortage, is this user-funded model the right way to go? That is a huge debate, and it is one that is really just getting started. Thank you so much for joining us today. Stay informed, stay prepared, and keep enjoying your life in Japan. See you in the next video.